Hi everyone, I'm Lenora Lennon. I have an oracle card reading for you for the week of March 24th, 2024. Let's get started. Your first card is what you already have this week that can support you on your expansion. Radha, soul flame. Have a look there. Notice any images that are standing out to you, colors, symbolism that might be standing out for you. Just have a look for yourself here. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. So the main relationship that you have been working on is the relationship with yourself, and with this yourself with the capital S. So we all have our capital S self and our lowercase s self. So the lowercase s self is conditioned reactivity, placing blame, wanting someone to be wrong. And I think this is what you already have. So what you're already realizing and knowing is that there's really not a black and white, but there is a right and a wrong for your capital S self. So if you are engaged with folks who are not supporting that capital S self or aligned with that capital S self, in actuality, what's going to happen is they're going to move you toward that capital S self. It doesn't mean that you want to keep them in your sphere. And sometimes if you do choose to keep these people in your sphere, they're actually going to pull you down to your lowercase s self. So even so, depending on our ability to be willing to learn and grow from these situations, being around certain people could either draw us down or cause us to realize it's time to move forward and expand to different things. So this is something you've already been experiencing. You're rediscovering a lost part of yourself by being able to take a stand, a loving stand, although depending on the situation, sometimes it needs to be more harsh if it is an extreme situation. But in most cases, it can be a loving stand. And one of the learnings I've had this week that I'll share with you is that I can be someone who enjoys swearing, and I don't generally a lot on my channel for whatever reason, but I can definitely get the sailor potty mouth. And if you are choosing to take a loving stand, it's best to just keep all swears out of the picture. This is just something I really learned this week with the help of a trusted friend. Well, a trusted professional, let's face it. That, yeah, especially if being non-reactive is kind of a newer thing for you and wanting to stay calm in your conflicts, swears can be fairly inflammatory, even if they're used without a lot of like gusto behind them. anyhow, just thought I'd share that because it was an important learning that I had this week. Um, so yeah, I have one last pick. Look at this beautiful image of Radha. Um, I'm not super familiar with Radha, although she has come up recently, adjacently. Maybe I need to look more into her, but she is, I believe, from the Hindu faith. I'm a little bit familiar with her from my yoga path, as they do talk about the different gods and goddesses, I think normally in Hinduism. Um, so yeah, have one last look at her there. She's got the lotus flower. Of course, the lotus rises from the muck. I'm seeing some green and pink here, which is to me heart chakra colors. There's the peacock, which to me denotes just extreme beauty, extreme beauty. Extreme beauty in the willingness to stay calm, in the willingness to act from your highest self, that capital S, or at least practice it. We can practice. So, how can we practice this more? Ooh, hope. She comes up a lot in my readings here. The beautiful, beautiful yellow color of self-knowledge. Here's the lotus again. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. So actually a teaching that I've been working on lately that came from Anita Morjani. I actually have it right here. Remember, your only work is to love yourself. And this is for folks who have a tendency to be over givers like me. This isn't for people who are takers and take from others. These are for people who have experienced being a doormat over their lives, not standing up for their own sensitivities and values. So remember, your only work is to love yourself and value yourself and embody this truth of self-worth and self-love so that you can be love in action. You are serving no one when you get lost in the problems of the world. So the only question you need to ask yourself when you're feeling defeated or lost is, where am I not loving myself? How can I value myself more? We hear a lot about loving ourselves if you're following teachers online, but to me what really stands out is the valuing. How are you not valuing yourself? How are you not valuing your gifts? I'll give you an example of that that's come up for me. I'm a singer. I'm a great singer. It's taken me a long time to embrace that. That is one of my gifts. Thing is, it's a gift that, especially as I get older, if I'm not using it, I'm losing it. And so that's, as I've questioned asking myself this last week, how am I not valuing myself, is I'm not valuing this gift I've been given. So I've started doing my online vocal training again, and I'm already seeing a really great improvement in my vocal technique. So to me, that could be your takeaway of how you can continue to expand on this beautiful work you've been doing already in your life. Sorry, I've got some wiggle going here. I've got a different setup. And that is, how can I value? how am I not valuing myself? And how can I value myself more? That's self with a capital S. What are your God-given talents that you perhaps aren't taking and making the time to work on? And maybe if you're experiencing some sort of trauma or addiction, behaviors or substances or behaviors that are holding you back from having the space. For example, if you're experiencing depression or anxiety that's untreated, that can be holding you back. So there might be some steps that you need to take before you can actually maybe get to the heart of the matter. But your inner self, if you allow yourself some space to sit with it, you'll know what your next right step is. And actually, I do have a meditation that helps you come to your next right step. So it doesn't need to be the step to this, like I've gotten to the point where I've realized I need to work on my vocal technique. There was a lot of steps before I got to this step that's more close to like stepping into my full self. But yeah, it's taken a lot of steps to get there. So don't worry if it's a small step. Take the step. So I'm going to put a link. Actually, it's going to be right here or here. One of these two is going to be the meditation. So if you got anything from this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications. I do my Sunday weekly reading to kind of get you focused on your work for that week. And then on Wednesdays, I post a midweek pick a card where you can use your intuition to pick the card that is best for you. And it's just a quick reading to kind of get you refocused and keep moving forward. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste.